Hi, it's Ronnie, and welcome to my channel. And welcome to Punched Out Thursday with Kathy, Krista, myself, and Dorothy. And today we will all be featuring our punches. And I have my iPad out here. I'm showing you the different variety of minions they are. They all have personality, and they all look different, and they all look adorable, of course. And I'm pointing to that one. It's got a starfish laying on its head. And one's got its tongue stuck out. One's got its hands up in the air. And I thought about doing that, but I couldn't figure out what to use for hands as far as punches go. I started with a yellow piece of cardstock, and it's 2 by 3 inches. And it is on the short side of 2 inches width. It, like mine has like a little notch in there, and I went right before it. And here I'm getting closer to show you. I'm pulling it all the way where I can see a tiny bit past the end of that, and then I'm pushing it back in so I'm getting as much as I can out of that 3 inches. You will notice that one of my minions is a wee bit smaller. I did not use this punch on it. It was the first one I did, and I used a Creative Memory circle cutter, and it moved on me. Well, I fixed him, but then I decided to use that punch on all the rest. I've got the Memento ink there in the dandelion, and I just darkened the edges. You can't really tell it on the video, but you can tell it in person. And here I'm showing that half of a hexagon can work for the overalls and the tag. You can use the top and the bottom. You can cut it in half because this is only 3 inches. And I'm using the top part of this one. And I did ink one set of these overalls, and then this morning, you couldn't even tell I'd inked it last night. So I didn't bother inking the rest. I could have maybe got a different ink out, but I didn't want it too obvious. I wanted it subtle. I've got my white gel pen, and I'm putting stitches around my overalls, and I'm going to put straps on there for his little overall straps, and I'm going to put stitches on them too, but I'm going to forget to put the button. It is not going to go on here in this video. I started doing the voiceover, and I noticed that that poor little guy did not have no buttons. So I'll have to go back in there, and you do use a 1/8 inch punch on the buttons if you're making them this small. My straps are about 1/4 inch in width. And I got all my faux stitching done. So now I'm going to work on, the pocket. And it's going to get faux stitching too. And I started this out doing a voiceover, but it didn't work out very well. So that's why my hands are moving. I went a little past the 1/2 there because I wanted the largest part to show on his pocket. So I'm going to end up cutting the bottom off a little bit. But that's all right. The bottom half of right at the end of my minion is not going to show anyway. And, I was pushing the pocket down just a little bit more there. And all the pockets on that page I've shown you on my iPad, they had like an emblem on them. And it was a black circle with it really didn't look like a diamond. It looked more like a box turned on edge because it was a little fatter. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a square and just turn it on edge and put it on that black dot. And I'm going to call my overalls done, even though you and I know I forgot the little buttons. And like I said, I practiced him first because I wasn't sure what I was going to be doing. I knew I wanted them 2 inches wide because my scrapbook page is 12 inches wide. And I thought I want them going across my scrapbook page, so I figured I'd do 5 of them at 2 inches apiece, and there would be a space in between each one of them. Here I punched out the gray, and that's for those they look kind of like goggles to me, but then they turn around and look like glasses. So I'm not sure which one they are. I've watched Minions with the grandkids, but it's been a while. I put white on there for the eyes, and then I'm going to make brown eyes. Every one on that page was brown-eyed. I do have one that I made dark blue, but this one's going to be brown-eyed. So 4 out of 5, I think, are brown-eyed. There might be 2 blue-eyed ones, but I'm thinking I did 4. And I'm just going to punch them out in the 1/4 inch, and then I'm going to do the pupils in black in the 1/8 inch. And of course, I am using my piercer. Even with the tweezers, I cannot do as well as I can with the piercer. These are just so tiny, I can't hold on to them unless I use something real tiny. And I'm going to have his eyes looking down and facing to the right, because my pictures are going to be down there below him. And so I'm going to have him looking down and smiling. Because I thought, this is my last one. At least one's got to look down and smile. Now I pulled my black out, and I'm showing the 1-inch punch because that's what I'm using to make the hair. I'm going to cut just a little bit of the edge out. And on the left, I've got the paper thinner, and on the right, thicker. Oh, this is the mouth. So sorry, it is not the hair. The hair's almost the same way, but you try to make the mouth a little more even on each side. I cut the tip ends of the mouth off so they wouldn't come to such sharp points, but I wanted to see how much room the mouth was going to take up before I put the band for the glasses. And I had already put glue on this, so here I turn around and put glue on the opposite side, so then I had to use the other end. And I might have got it just a little low, but that's okay. My mouth had flew off by then, and I wasn't sure where the mouth began and where it ended, and I didn't pick it back up. My fault. But yeah, and I like the mouth kind of like a little bit angle so that it looks a little on the quirky side. And the last thing that we have to do, well, I do have to do the pink cheeks because, I like pink cheeks. Yeah, this is the hair, and it's the same way. You only on one end is thinner and the other end is thicker, and you just keep doing that till you get as much as you want. And if you put it on the forehead instead of behind the head, you will need one end rounded off so it looks like it's growing out of his head. But yeah, it don't take much to round the end off, and you can cut them shorter if you need them shorter, but you want them longer to start with. And all three of these are going to go in the back, and I'm just going to have them sticking up in the middle. I don't have any that's sticking up in the middle, so I thought I'd do this one. I had one that has 3 hairs sticking up, but since my grandson is doing icing, well, it's almond bark, the vanilla almond bark on top of pretzels, I thought I'd put some on one of the Minions' heads. So all you can see is 3 hairs sticking out the side. He could have a head full of hair, and us not even know it. See, there he's got his icing on his head. I mean, almond bark. It looks like icing. But yeah, there's my Minions, 5 of them, and there's the one that I forgot to put the dots on, and the buttons. So, yeah. I will get him later. I won't leave him like that, the poor little guy. I'm showing the feet there. I used the heel of the foot to cut the little tongue. Yeah, the feet look bigger in the picture on the punch than they do otherwise. Oh, here I am showing what I did to make that eye, and it has the eye sitting in the center. It's not layered like the rest of them. See, I made a ring, and the one that's actually on the Minion, I used the 5/8 inch on top of, outside of the 1/2 inch, and it was smaller. I wanted to show you bigger. And there I made the mouth, and I used the scallop punch for it, and I used my oval punch too. And here I noticed that his cheeks were not pink. I wished I'd noticed his buttons were not buttons. Well, they weren't there at all. But these are pictures of my grandson, Kyler, and he actually lives up around St. Louis, but he come down during the Christmas vacation, and this was like the week before Christmas, and I was making candy to give away. And he was kind of quiet doing it, and I thought, boy, he's really serious doing it. He was really paying attention to what he was doing. And I think he might have been thinking, because it wasn't long before he asked if he could make some baskets up for his family. I said, sure, we're going to have plenty. You're helping make it. So he was pretty thrilled to be able to give them something special like that he worked so hard on. Now, when I first started doing this layout, I thought I'd cut those yellow strips to go on the edge of the black top and bottom and do a black layout. I thought, oh, this yellow and these minions will show up so good. But then I got to thinking their hair would not show up. They all have black hair. So I had to put some white behind here. And I did not take the time to gut it. I am kind of late with this video. So I decided, it's just going to be a little on the plain side. I did a lot with the minions. And so you can tell by looking at it that I did quite a bit of work on the layout. So I am going to put the title on and the minions, and it is really honestly going to be done, if you can believe that. Oh, I will be doing something else. I just remembered. See, when I start to tuck those in, the third one, I'm going to notice there's a gap there, and you could tell it's not a whole minion. And of course, I want to give the impression that all of them are whole minions, and just tuck behind the picture. So I'm going to go black on black. This piece of paper was already cut. And you will see me there. See, I'm checking to see if it is 12 inches because I got the worrying it wasn't. Because these seem to fit just a tiny bit snugger than they were a minute ago. They probably weren't though. But yeah, I put it black on black. But then it's still a little bit wider. So you're going to see me put some faux stitching on there. But yeah, I'm just going to try to hide the fact that that one minion is not all there. Well, none of them are all there, but I'm going to try to hide that fact. The whole idea of putting it up there at the top. I wanted to put a couple at the bottom, but then I would have had to make whole minions. And I thought if it would be easier to just make an assembly line kind of sort of thing. Well, I did do each one at a time, but I did cut all the 2x3 papers out at one time, one after the other. But yeah, I did punch out a bunch of the eyes and stuff, but I did put them together one by one. Let's put it that way. I put them together one by one. And I'm putting my title down, and these are Paper Studio. They are not stickers. And right now I'm just doing my splattering, and that's it. That's the last of my layout. I did think about using Google Eyes instead of making my own too, though. But sorry for the quality of the video. I had to use an old computer. Something's wrong with my other one. I just could not get it to do what I needed it to do to even be able to upload it. But there is my layout. And there's two of the minions. I did use the oval punch on his mouth plus the scallop punch. And there's the hair where I rounded it. And the ones that have the one eye have a bigger eye than the two little ones. And there's all 5 of them together. And my grandson, Kyler, working hard to make sure that all those are good. I mean, he did a very good job. And the foot I used for the tongue. And you can see where that one eye is bigger than the other. And I was thinking when I put that one hair to the right, it's like a comb over. But I already had the kind of comb over on the first, that one at the other end. So I just did a little bit different. And there's the almond bark on top of his head, and his eyes are going up so he can look at it. And see, buttons on the overalls. Yeah, all but that one. But that's it. That's my layout. Be sure to check out and see what the other girls did with their punches today. And even if Dorothy don't have a punched out layout, she'll probably have a layout. And sometimes it has punch art on it. So be sure and check her out anyway. But thank you all so much for watching. And if you leave a comment below, I'll get back with you. And if you are not subscribed to my channel, I'd love to have you subscribe. If you like the video, hit a thumbs up. And if you're already subscribed, thank you very much. Have a happy, scrappy week. Bye.